welcome to the Otter Chaos podcast. I am your humble host, Krissie, the Welsh Wonder Woman Kirby. Today, I have with me somebody who inspires me in cosplay. She's a prop maker, a model, a Comic-Con host, a D&D player, a gamer, a nerd queen, a person who is beautiful inside and out. She is the gorgeous Miss Tabitha Lyons.
What introduction!
Well, I had to go all out.
Oh, I
Nerd queen.
absolutely. I was like, there was tears. I was crying.
You're far too kind.
But hello, look at that T-shirt. Amazing.
I had to do it. Yeah, I had to do it tonight because after I got it from you at Comic-Con, I was like, oh, if I'm going to ask Tabitha to come on my podcast, I'm going to have to make sure I wear the T-shirt.
The hair matches. It's bringing out your inner lion. I like it.
Thank you, Ta. How was MegaCon? Because I know you've just done that for.
Do you know what? I didn't know what to expect. I've never been to a MegaCon before. And it reminded me of like MCM old school days where the stalls, they weren't just like Funko Pops at every corner. They had so many different artists and creators. I bought some D&D potion soap, which was amazing. And it was just really nice to see. There was so much to do. There was like interactive places to have pictures. Obviously, I got to see the fans. They gave me such a big booth and I did not I was not expecting it. And I was like, okay, I didn't bring anything to fill it out. So we just turned it into like a photo area. But no, it was amazing. And I can't wait to go back. It was a really good event.
Awesome. So in the intro, I mentioned that obviously you're a cosplayer and that's how I found you was through your cosplay. Particularly, I mean, I'd been following you on Twitch for quite a while, just dipping in and out with various different Twitch people, and you were there with, I do prop making and all sorts of games, what have you, and then came the Wonder Woman cosplay from Warner Brothers, and of course, being a massive Wonder Woman fan, I was like, I'm invested here.
Come on.
I mean, she's everywhere.
I need
everywhere.
Oh
God, I've got about 40 up on the shelf, so come over and have a few. Couple of duplicates.
Yes, no, I had to retire mine and put mine in a box because they were like taking over the workshop, and I was like, I need more space. And every time I would like bang a rivet or something, they like the shelf would shake and like one would always go for a dive, and I'm like, no. So yeah, there is a storage now, but yeah. But I'll come and see your collection.
Thank you. You would always be welcome. So how did you get into cosplay? Was it via the LARP route or was it something else?
Yeah. So, okay, how I got into cosplay is a bit of a wild story. As you said, I'm a massive gamer. And I was really addicted to Skyrim at the time. I don't know if you played it. Yeah. And the designs were so nice. And like my dad and I were like, okay, we have to we're not going to, copy the designs, but we're going to do something that's inspired by, because, copyright and stuff. We can't really make sell weapons that are the same. So, we took some inspiration and we were making the weapons and they were just so gorgeous. And at that time, like I always feel like we always get better with our standard of prop making. And at that time, I was like, oh my gosh, our stuff is so good right now. And it's sort of just a waste just to take pictures of the weapons and put them up to sale. So I was like, let's do a photo shoot. Let's make some like Dovahkiin armor and let's pose it with the weapons and really try and sell these weapons because they deserve it because the design is so nice. We made the costume. We did a photo shoot. We took the pictures. They were really cool. Put them online. Now, this was the first time, by the way, that I put pictures of me in anything nerdy online. Before, I did do LARP and I would untag pictures. So, like, and I was like, okay, whatever. We're gonna post some pictures of me in nerd stuff online, and all of a sudden, like, I was getting crazy comments going, like, oh, awesome cosplay, or what the hell, this isn't real, like, where's her belly out? Like, just some random, and all this word was cosplay. And I was like, what the hell is cosplay? I don't know what this is. So I Googled and I found out that people go to Comic-Con, and it was 2012. And I was like, right, this sounds right up my alley. I took a break from LARP. I wanted something new and exciting. And I was like, okay, I don't really have a costume. Let's paint myself green. Let's rip up an old suit that I had from my office job when I worked in healthcare. And let's go to a con dressed up as She-Hulk. And it was incredible. Yeah, it was Kapow. It's Mark Miller's convention. He never ran another one after that, which was a bit of a shame because I really enjoyed it. And I that's what got me into cosplay, and I haven't stopped since. I still remember it was such an incredible event. My dad, they had a cosplay competition, and my dad literally like shoved me onto stage, and he was like, "You're gonna enter!" I was like, "No!" And I ended up coming third place, which was amazing.
Oh, amazing!
And still to this day, I feel so embarrassed because this is how vain I am. Okay, and this is why I'm a cosplayer, because there was another She-Hulk who entered, and I feel awful. And if I ever see her, I am so sorry of a She-Hulk, because when they announced the winner, they didn't say the name. They just went She-Hulk. And I just automatically assumed it was me. And it was so bad. It was so embarrassing. And I just went up. And then I sort of panicked, because then I remembered, I looked in I saw another She-Hulk, and I was like, why did I? And then they went, no, it is you. But I felt so bad. I felt like still to this day, I have nightmares that I'm such an egotistical person. I'm like, why did I do this? But
you are the least egotistical person I've ever met. I'm just going to put that out there.
But I apologize to you, Hulk. But yeah, it's one of my favorite events, and I'm so glad it got me into cosplay.
On behalf of cosplayers everywhere, we're all very glad it got you into cosplay, because one of the things I've absolutely admired is that when there's been that elitism within the hobby, you've always stuck up for anyone who buys a shop bought costume and go, that's cosplay. You know, a shop bought costume or something out of your closet, that's cosplay. It doesn't need to be something you've spent 150 hours building. So yeah, I think your championing of people starting out is just legendary, and it's wonderful to see. And we've had this conversation many, many times about lifting each other up and being each other's support network for, you know, when we have the inevitable trolls and keyboard warriors. So
we've got to have each other's back.
We've got to.
We cosplay's a community. We've got to stick together. Because it's usually the comments I find come from people that don't cosplay themselves. They don't know how much work goes into a costume. Even if they haven't bought it, you know, you've got to plan, you've got to still dress up, and it's you've got to have a lot of confidence to put yourself out there and be vulnerable. So when you do get these keyboard warriors out there going like, oh, that isn't accurate, like, you do better. Like, was that? You've never made a costume yourself? It's always from non-cosplayers. It's always.
So I know with a couple of recent recent Comic-Cons, you've been judging. So what's it like being on the judges panel compared to being in the masquerade itself?
Yeah, so I absolutely love judging. It is one of those things where I feel like I can give back to the community. Not that I want to be a Simon Cowell and be like, oh, you know, get off. Like, for me, I love to see cosplay, so it's a great opportunity for me to see everyone. And it's also a great way for me to sort of, you know, a lot of the time the contestants will come up to me and ask for feedback, which I love to support and to give back. So whenever a con is like, hey, can you guest? I'm like, absolutely. And they're like, oh, do you mind judging the cosplay competition? I know it will take you away from your table. And I'm like, no. I was like, absolutely. I'll only go if I judge. Like, I've literally said that to conventions. I'm like, I want to do something. I don't want to sit behind a table all day. And as much as I do, because I want to see like the community, and, you know, it's a business at the end of the day. I need to sell product. But for me, I would prefer to give back in other ways and judge the cosplay competitions. But yeah, like last year was the first year I actually entered a competition, which was crazy for me, because being on that side of the table is so scary. And it reminds me how, you know, how vulnerable you are just putting yourself out there. And now when I judged at MegaCon, because that was the first time I judged since entering, I just felt for the contestants so much more. And I feel like I'm a better judge because of that. But yeah, I feel like judging is definitely more me than entering. But I do want to. My dad felt a bit left out because he didn't enter a competition, and now he's like, "Oh, should we enter this one?" I'm like, "Okay, maybe."
Your Monster Hunter costume at Comic-Con last year was chef's kiss. So good. And I know it was one of the ones that you had to really do in the few spare moments that you're getting, because your schedule is rammed.
Took 1 month. It was crazy. Usually, for people out there that might not know, but usually for an armor build, I like to have 3 months to do it justice. And yeah, we only had a month, so that was crazy.
And when you see the costume, and I will probably, when this goes out, I will likely add some pictures in, just so people can see the costume people talking about, because it's incredible. I saw one you posted today. Was it today? Yeah.
Yes, it was a story today, but yeah, it's a little TikTok. But yeah, I'm so glad I finally got some pictures of her, because I didn't. It was such a rush entering the competition. I didn't have a chance to get many pictures, but this con, I got pictures, and yeah, I can't wait to share them.
Awesome. So, going from one nerd hobby into another nerd hobby, I have a very super important question related to D&D for you.
Oh, I noticed your D20, and I was like, that's my kind of girl.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, if I just that's one of a number of bags of dice. But
you can never have
too many dice.
Go on.
I was going to say, how many sets of dice do you have, and which one's your favorite?
I have so. Oh my god! Right, let me just. Well, I've got. See, I live right next to my dice. You see.
So do I. Funny enough.
I have so many. Yeah, I mean, I don't. There's a girl in our D&D group called Annabelle who has come. She sometimes looks after me at Welsh Comic Con, and she has literally, I want to say like millions of dice. I thought I had a big dice collection. I think she's been collecting for way longer than I have. But yeah, I'm actually sponsored by a dice company called Misty Mountain Gaming. They have beautiful dice. I love like the crystal ones that they have. Yeah. Oh, do you have some?
I have a set. I can't remember which bag I've put them in.
I know. I take them out of boxes and put them in bags.
It's in this bag.
Oh my god!
I mean,
is that a critical roll bag?
They both are.
They
both are. And
I got one for Christmas, my first one, and I love it. And they brought out a green one, and now I really want the green one.
I need that as well.
I need it
in
too.
fact, my husband said to me this week, I'm surprised that Critical Role haven't sent somebody out to figure out why you haven't bought anything this month. Because everything in this house is Critical Role. I mean, even my workout book for the gym is Cobalt Soul.
That's so cool. I'm jealous.
But yes, Misty Mountain Gaming.
Shout out to them.
I went. Oh, absolutely! I went for these ones, which I think are.
Do you know? Oh, when you jangle them together, they make like little bell noises. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. If you guys want to come out and gaming dice, you can get 15% off with the code Questers15. There you go.
Ooh, there we are, people. There we are, my D&D buddies. Get your dice, because these are beautiful. These I think love their dice. They're the Hollow Heroes of Valhalla, or Echoes of Valhalla, or something like that. It's called, but they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. So I had to have them. Playing a Viking at LARP, I had to have them.
Oh yeah. What's your D&D character though? Is your D&D character a Viking or?
No, she's not. She's a lady. She's a little bit Lara Croft. Yeah, she's a champion fighter with a Gloomstalker Ranger subclass.
Oh.
Oh, I multi-classed.
I'm a champion fighter too, so I'm like, I
saw it.
I feel you.
I saw it because I've watched a couple of the. When I get the chance, I catch up on Chaotic Questers. And as soon as I saw Champion Fighter, I was like, Barbarian and Champion Fighter. Yeah, that's my girl. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I love it. How is Chaotic Questers going, by the way?
It's so good. We literally have our is it our 1 year anniversary? No, it has to be 2-year anniversary in all. Yeah, I say August. I'm so bad in dates. CJ knows. I don't know, but yeah, it's coming up in August, I believe, or is it July or June? No, it's coming up soon. That's all I know. But yeah, my character turned level 14. This is the highest character I've ever had, and I just D&D just takes you into a world where you just forget everything, right? And you're just so consumed with this whole other life, and you get so invested. And I will literally ring up my dungeon master and be like, I'm gonna do this. Is this okay? Can I do that? And don't let anything happen to her. She's precious. But no, I love D&D. I've fallen in love with it. I'm gonna start a new campaign this year with a different group of people. With some of the questers in it. Yeah, so I need more D&D in my life. Just give me more and more, please.
Well, funnily enough, no, I didn't have my One Ring game because I've got 4 games on the go at the minute.
Oh.
So
do you are you a game master or are you player in all of them?
No, I'm a player, but I do want to run Candela Obscura, the Critical Role D6 game. Because I really because we were playing Call of Cthulhu for a while and I love Eldritch Horror. So I really want to play some of that. But I thought that would be a nice system to dip my toe into to start going down a bit of a Games Master route.
Yeah,
but I think
I want to try as well. I'm just so scared. Yeah. But you have to, I feel like that's a good system to try.
But I just love D&D. So one game I'm a warlock, which I want to subclass as multi-class as a sorcerer in because I want the quicken spell. Don't want anything else. I just want the quicken spell.
Just metagaming,
yeah. And then the one tonight, that's tonight's is the warlock. And then my Tuesday night game is, because every other Thursday I play. And then my Tuesday night game is she's a cleric, and she's a cleric of the grave. So she's grave domain cleric. Ooh,
I love how your characters can be so different, right? Different personalities, different. There's so many different classes and races to be. What race are you?
One's a human, one's an elf, and the other one is changeling.
Oh, that's different.
The changeling one is fun.
I often see people pick changelings.
Yeah, it's a fun one to play. I just want to go up to somebody and go, "'Tis I, Arena." That's all I want to do. No, but I agree, and I love both sides of the gameplay when you have D&D and LARP, because I end up playing D&D with a lot of my LARP buddies. So,
I was going to say, because you have different groups, do you have different people, or is it the same people in each game?
No, they're all different people. And we play also the Free League game, the One Ring, on a Wednesday night. But that's with a different set outside of LARP completely.
So it's good that you have different people that like it.
Yeah, and it's interesting seeing how the different systems all work. So it's quite cool. So, but yes, so you didn't tell me if you had any particular favorite sets, by the way, of your dice.
Oh my god, it has to be my. I don't have it out, but the Misty Mountain one, which is funny because I remember going to Comic-Con and I saw the dice. And it was £100, and I was like, as much as I love it, I can't afford it. There's a budget, and I regretted it so much. And then when I got the sponsor, I was like, right, this is the first set I'm buying because I absolutely love it. And it's worth. I still regret that I didn't get it sooner because it is, and it's one of those crystal, you hold it to light, you see all the different colors. Yeah, it's just. It's beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
And then my other dice that I will do a shout out because I do like Dispel dice as well.
Me too, funnily enough.
Yeah, they're so good. And this dice here, this is called, the set's called Mermaid's Laughter. I mean, it's pretty, but the reason I love this is because it always rolls 20s. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Well,
and it's just, you have a good set. Go on.
When they roll,
you got Dispel?
No, I was going to say, my Amethyst set of Dispel.
Oh, nice.
So,
this is the dice question. Do you have certain dice for certain characters, or do you just pick?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I have this one because this was a collaboration between Wormwood and Dispel. So I use that one for not my warlock, no, my cleric. This one's for my cleric. And then I use my Imogen dice from Critical Role for my warlock, along with my Lordna dice. I use those two. And then I use my Keyleth and my bow dice for my fighter. So because my Keyleth dice always rolls 19s, 20s, and as a fighter, I crit on a 19 and a 20. So it's like
I want to cosplay Kiki so bad. I really want to cosplay her.
Me too. I'm actually hoping that Marisha Ray will pick up the email I've sent. I do love to get her on this podcast.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What level Keyleth would you cosplay?
I like the sideshow statue. Is that when she's top tier?
Me too.
Yeah, it's so big.
I've got that down.
I mean, all the statues are gorgeous, but I really like. I mean, maybe it's because it's booby. It's got a long blue dress, but it's the clothes, it's the horns. It's just everything.
Yeah. If you had any other character in Critical Role that you could cosplay, who would it be, other than Kiki?
So, not for me, but I really want to make grog for Dad. I think Dad would make an excellent grog, and I mean,
amazing.
It would be so fun to do. I've seen people do it, but I just feel like he could pull it off so well. And he's up for it. He's up for it. But it's a lot of work because we'd have to make a muscle suit. But yeah, I mean, who knows? But the dream is grog.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
Fern as well. I love Fern.
Oh yeah. Oh, Ashley is brilliant when she does Fern. It's such a soft little voice. And you just know that is not Ashley's voice. She's just chaos. Absolute chaos. I love it. So when I was, obviously for podcasts, I tend to do a little bit of research around my guests, especially if I don't know them as well as maybe some of my muso friends that I bring in. But one thing I came across
what did you find?
Your video of the fan-made film of Lara Croft No Angel.
No!
Which I loved. I thought it was epic.
So bad. It was so bad. Oh my god.
It's not as bad as you think. I have seen way worse.
I remember that day. It's so true. So the director, the guy forgot to put the sound on. So straight after, it was such a long day. I was wet. I went into like these caves and I was cold. I hadn't eaten. And then right at the end of the day, he went, "Oh, we need to do all your sound because it didn't record." I had to sit in his car and do all the sound bites. And there's a slap right at the beginning where like the stunt guys and the head is so off, and it's so funny to watch. And I remember, I'm going down a rabbit hole now. I remember that I was like, I'm not an actor. I can't do this. And he went, it's fine. We'll just get other people in. He went on to like IMDb and got like theatrical, like, I can't say the word, theater like actors. Yeah. And they're all like, Lara. And they're very over the top. And here's me going, hi, I'm Lara. And it was just, I don't know. It was just the funniest thing. And I'm glad, it was an experience.
I was gonna say, was acting something you actually wanted to pursue, or was it just you had, because I know Artyfakes had done props with this director previously, was it just that you just happened to be there and they just needed a Lara?
Yeah, they wanted a Lara. The costume fit me, and it was sort of a favor for a friend at the time. And yeah, I mean, I did like acting at school, but it was just more of a hobby. I was always, because I studied dance, I was always a dancer. And I like to sing as well, but I've never said I'm a singer or an actor. But yeah, no, do you know what? I wish I took it more seriously, because now I'm older. I'm like, damn it, I could have loved to have been like some extra works or been in some of the movies that I love. So it's a bit of a regret of mine, but yeah, after watching that, I'm like, no, do you know what? I'm good. Because you know what? Lara Croft was really hard, because when I researched her to do, she speaks quite monotone. She's very soft.
Yes, she does.
And even when there was like an explosion, she's like, oh, there's a bang behind me. Like, she's still very like, and I must have just come across boring. Like, I don't know. It was very, I tried to keep it like that, but I must have just sounded so flat. Because Lara doesn't get excited. You know, she's seen it before. She's not going to go, oh my God, there's a bomb behind me. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a bomb behind me. Like, yeah, it was just, it was hard to do. It was hard to do.
Because when I was watching it, I was like, the girl playing the meanie, I know that face. Oh my God, it's Annabelle Bates from Luther.
Really?
She's Luther with Idris Elba.
Oh my, yes. That's crazy. I did not even know that. Yeah. Because she was a professional actor. And she was like really good. And I'm like, what? I said, I'm going to look worse now because you've got a professional and I'm here. And I'm just like, why would you do this to me? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You look absolutely fine. I am conscious of our time because we don't have much time to things. But another thing I wanted to ask was, and obviously I'm asking for a friend, not for me.
Oh, okay. That's what they will say.
Are you going to be reinstating the workshops that you do, or the day builds that you do at Artyfakes?
Good question. I'll be honest, I don't think we will be. Every time we get a new job in and stuff, we always have to change our workshop around to suit the job. And I think we've changed it so much that our facilities at the moment couldn't handle taking on extra people to like fit in for classes. It's something that I don't want to say no to the future, because I have this dream of something sort of like an adaptation of that called Artyfakes Academy. So there is something that, I like to think big and I like to think in the future. So never say never, but in the near future, definitely not. But yeah, who knows? I might have some tricks up my sleeve.
Cool. Well, I will keep an eye out on the website just in case.
Yeah.
And a lot more recently, you've gone down with your modelling. You've gone down a different avenue from previous, and you now have Lyons Ludes and your OnlyFans account. And what was the decision behind that to start doing that side of modelling?
Yeah. So in the past, I have always been quite, a sexual person. I was a dancer. I've always dressed skimpy. It's one of the reasons I actually like cosplay, because some of the designs I find attractive. So I've always had that sort of flirtatious side to me. Like I've entered like FHM cosplay competition. I was in the Zoo magazine. Like, so I've always had that side of me. And I remember starting Patreon, and I remember, uploading cosplay photos to support, cosplay is an expensive hobby. Buying materials can get expensive. Yeah. Especially the costumes I like to make, because they are big, like Winston and a lot of foam. Yeah. So Patreon for me was a way to, support the cosplay and support the business. And it felt a bit fake, if I'm honest, because I would post sexy pictures and I would post like cosplay pictures, but it was always the sexy photos that sold. And I'm like just be honest with myself and honest with the fans. Like, oh, I'm selling sexy pictures, but you can buy the cosplay ones. And I just feel like OnlyFans is a much more honest communication. Like, they know what they're getting. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's a reason that the sex industry is one of the biggest industries out there. Not to say that I'm selling sex, but it's, you know, it is part of what I enjoy doing. And I feel like
that's the key.
That's it. Yeah. I feel like if you're made to do it, then there's something wrong there. But if you enjoy it and you're in control, like look at porn stars now, right? They're actually safer. They're in their own home. They can control what they do. They don't have someone, you know, taking a massive cut of their hard work or pimping them out or whatever. And I'm here for women empowerment. Do you? If you don't want to do it, that's totally fine as well. You know, just carry on living your life. Exactly. And if you do want to do it, be sure that you're getting yourself in. Yeah. You know what you're getting yourself into. There we go. I got it out in the end. Yeah.
So, so based on that, then, and we touched on it previously about keyboard warriors. How do you deal with the negative side of being a public figure? Because let's face it, you are a public figure.
Oh my gosh. It used to get so bad. I remember when I first started in like 2000, I think 14 was when I was getting a bit bigger, and like 4chan was around, and people are just nasty. And I used to read the comments, and that's the hardest thing to do. And I'd literally be in bed all day. And I think you just have to realize that you can't read it and you can't take it to heart. So the first thing I do is if you get trolls online, try not to read it. Always there'll be one comment that sneaks in and you think about it all day and you're like, oh, why did I read that? But I love, there's a quote, and I'm going to misquote it, from Dita Von Teese, where she's like, I could be the ripest peach in the world, but someone's going to be allergic to peaches. And I just love that. That's because it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's like you can't make everyone happy. So as long as you're not a dick, and that's where I live by. As long as I'm not an arsehole and I'm just doing what I love, then if my friends, if my friends love me, and if they've got an issue with me, I'm sure they'll tell me. So if they don't have an issue with me, I think I'm doing okay.
No, awesome. Yeah. It's that thing, isn't it, that you can't control what other people think, but you can control how you react to it. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with that.
You can have that one.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
where's my D&D notepad?
Welcome. Is there any advice that you would give any femme presenting person who wants to get into streaming, content creation, cosplay, any of the businesses that you deal with? Is there any nugget that you wish you'd known when you started?
I think the biggest thing that I've learned is you have to adapt. So even if you start off doing one thing, if you want to stay in the game, you have to learn to move with, the curves and go with the flow. Because if you don't, you will get stuck and then you'll get left behind. And I think one of the reasons that I keep on growing is because I organically follow where the roots grow. So like I started off in LARP, that took me to film went into gaming. I just sort of just followed where it naturally took me. And I think if you get like jaded and be like, no, but this is what I want to do, it works to some extent because you have your own niche. But don't be scared to change. Change is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So I'm, as I say, conscious of time. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. Oh, it's nice awesome. I always love catching up with you.
It's great.
I know. And I'm hoping I will see you at a Comic-Con soon. But
Yes.
Where can people find you if they wish to look
Ooh.
deeper into cosplays, etc.?
Yeah, so you can find me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, and that's all at Artyfakes.
Whoop.
That's me.
Thank you. Thank you again. And we shall hopefully catch up in the near future. If not at a Comic-Con, maybe back on this podcast. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Otter Chaos podcast. We will be back with another episode next month. In the meantime, if you'd be so kind as to like, subscribe, or follow us on any of our socials, please do so. And as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Much love.